Buckle up for a wild ride to Kiribati, a Pacific jewel where 33 coral atolls dance across 3.5 million square kilometers of ocean, weaving a tale of ancient navigators, vanishing islands, and quirks that'll make your jaw drop. With just 811 square kilometers of land and 135,000 people, this Micronesian nation straddles all four hemispheres, defying time and geography. From warriors wielding shark-toothed swords to a New Year's dawn that beats the world, from nuclear scars to a sinking future, Kiribati is a paradox of resilience and fragility. Let's plunge into the shocking facts about a place where coconuts are currency, the sea whispers history, and every atoll pulses with stories that'll spark your imagination. Geography is a stunner. Kiribati's 32 atolls and one raised island Banaba scatter across three groups: the Gilbert Islands with 16 populated, the Phoenix Islands mostly uninhabited, and the Line Islands with 3 inhabited. Ecology, the world's largest atoll at 388 square kilometers, holds half the nation's land. Tarawa, the capital atoll, crams 63,000 onto 31 square kilometers, rivaling Hong Kong's density. Most islands rise just 2 meters above sea level, making Kiribati Earth's lowest nation. 2024's 30-centimeter sea rise flooded 1,000 homes. Cyclones, rare but fierce, hit every decade. 2023's drought slashed 50% of water, affecting 10,000. The Phoenix Islands Protected Area, a 408,250 square kilometer marine reserve, is a UNESCO site hosting 1,000 shark species, but 20% of corals bleached in 2024's 30°C seas. Kiribati's flag, a red upper half with a yellow frigate bird over a rising sun, blue lower half with 3 wavy white stripes, nods to its ocean heart, with 17 sun rays for the 16 Gilbert Islands, and Banaba. History is a saga of grit and upheaval. Austronesians settled around 3000 BCE, followed by Micronesian waves by 200 CE. Samoans and Tongans invaded circa 1300, blending Polynesian clans. Fijians added Melanesian spice by 1400. Spanish explorers sighted islands in the 1500s, but British Captain Thomas Gilbert named the Gilberts in 1788. Britain made them a protectorate in 1892, a colony in 1916 with the Ellis Islands, now Tuvalu. Japan occupied Tarawa in 1941. 1943's Battle of Tarawa, a U.S. Marine victory, killed 6,000, leaving 1,000 wrecks. Independence came in 1979 as Kiribati, the Gilbertese pronunciation of Gilbert's, Kiribis. Nuclear tests haunt. Britain's 1957-58 and U.S. 1962 tests on Kiribati and Malden irradiated 500 locals, with 2024's 1,000 cancer cases linked. In 1995, Kiribati shifted the international dateline east, making it the first nation to greet the millennium, with Caroline Island renamed Millennium Island. Population is a study in density and drift. The 2020 census counted 119,940 people, with 2025 estimates at 135,389. 90% of the population resides on the Gilbert Islands, with 52.9% on South Tarawa's Betio, where 63,000 people pack into 17 square kilometers. Migration to Tarawa, driven by job opportunities, leaves the outer islands sparse. For example, Tabataoea's 3,000 residents are spread over 40 square kilometers. Ethnically, 99% of the population is Micronesian. The I-Kiribati speak Gilbertese, which has 13 sounds, and interestingly the TI is pronounced as C. English is also spoken. Migration serves as a lifeline for many. Since 1990, 5,000 people have moved to the Line Islands and 1,400 seafarers send $11 million yearly back home. Banaba's population has dwindled to 300 from 5,000, living amid mined-out ruins, while 5,000 Banabans on Fiji's Rabi Island are pushing for a secession bid in 2024. The economy is a delicate dance. Kiribati's GDP stands at $279 million, with a per capita income of $2,100, trailing behind other Oceania nations. Fishing licenses sold to Japan, China, and the U.S. generate $100 million yearly, although illegal fishing siphons off $50 million. Copra, or dried coconut, earns $20 million, with 1,000 tons exported in 2024. Tourism, attracting 4,000 visitors, adds $10 million, with Kiribati's World War II sites, and diving drawing 1,000 Americans. Seafarer remittances contribute $11 million, while aid from Australia and Japan adds another $35 million. helping to plug a $50 million trade deficit. The Revenue Equalization Reserve Fund, a legacy from phosphate mining, holds $1 billion but is dwindling. Inflation hit 6% in 2023, raising the price of rice by $1 per kilo. Public sector jobs dominate the workforce, employing 80% of the 50,000 workers, while 1,000 private shops struggle to compete. The arrival of Starlink in 2023 boosted internet access for 1,000 users, but 50% of the 10,000 rural homes still lack power. Crime is low, but has its edges. The murder rate is 0.5 per 100,000, with one killing reported in 2024. Theft, with 500 cases, often targets tourists' gear worth around $1,000 in Badio. Cannabis smuggling saw 50 busts netting $500,000 in 2024. Domestic violence affects 30% of the 40,000 women, with 200 unreported cases in 2024 sparking 1,000 rallies. The 500-strong police force under the Ministry of Justice patrols with just one boat across 3.5 million square kilometers, often aided by the U.S. Coast Guard. Cybercrime, like the 2024 phishing scam that hit 1,000 accounts for $100,000, is a growing concern. Communal justice, where elders used to punish wrongdoers, has faded, with 0 cases reported in 2024. The Kiribati Women and Children's Support Center, with shelters in Tarawa and I-Kiribati, aided 1,000 victims last year. Yet, 90% of the population feels safe. 5,000 homes remain unlocked and 1,000 tourists roam the streets at night without fear. Culture in Kiribati is a vibrant shock. The I-Kiribati people, with 58.9% identifying as Roman Catholic and 21.2% as part of the Kiribati Uniting Church, blend faith with tradition. 1,000 churches host 50,000 people weekly. Maniaba, the open-sided meeting houses, are the center of 1,000 villages and host 5,000 dances like the buki, adorned with 1,000 frigate bird feathers. Food such as breadfruit, taro, and reef fish feeds 50,000 people at 1,000 feasts, with pandanus fruit costing $1 per kilo being a staple. Handicrafts, like 1,000 seashell necklaces, sell for $10 each. Football, though not FIFA-affiliated, draws 5,000 fans to Bairiki Stadium's 2,500 seats, even though Kiribati's 10 Pacific Games matches all ended in defeat. The traditional armor, made of coconut fiber with porcupine fish helmets and shark-tooth swords, awed 1,000 people in 1890s photos. Tabitowea, meaning chiefs forbidden, maintains an egalitarian vibe with 1,000 elders ruling. And while kava is absent, beetle nut, chewed by 5,000, stains Tarawa's paths red. Quirks in Kiribati are truly spellbinding. It is the only nation in all 4 hemispheres, with its atolls crossing both the equator and the 180th meridian. Kiritimati's name, pronounced Christmas, comes from its discovery on Christmas Eve in 1777. There are no native land animals, as pigs and dogs arrived with settlers, but 1,000 marine species, including dolphins, thrive in the waters. The currency is the Australian dollar, yet copra barter still persists in 1,000 villages. Banaba's 87-meter peak, the highest in Kiribati, is now a mined-out shell. By 2024, its 300 residents will be growing 1,000 taro plants. Kiribati's time zones, ranging from UTC +12 to +14, make it the world's furthest ahead, with the Line Islands greeting the new year first. There are no snakes or predators, and 1,000 frigate birds known for their inflatable red pouches mate in 50 sanctuaries in 2024. On Badio, 1,000 scooters dodge 5,000 pedestrians on just one road. Environment is a ticking clock. Reefs, 1,000 kilometers long, shield 50% of shores, but 30% bleached in 2024. The Phoenix Islands Protected Area, Earth's largest marine reserve, bans fishing, saving 500 turtles, but 2021's commercial fishing nod sparked 1,000 protests. Solar power at 20% lights 10,000 homes. 2024's $10 million ADB plant cut 50% of diesel. Waste, 500 tons daily, clogs Tarawa's 1,000 bins, with 50% unrecycled. Climate change is dire. 1 meter sea rise by 2100 threatens 80% of 1,000 atolls. Kiribati bought 2,200 hectares in Fiji in 2012 for $8.8 million as a climate refuge, with 1,000 planning relocation by 2030. Mangroves, 1,000 hectares, protect 5,000 homes, but 20% vanished since 1990. Social issues cut deep. Poverty traps 22%, 30,000, below $2 daily. 5,000 kids skip school for fishing. Education, free for 30,000, hits 95% literacy, but 1,000 rural schools lack books. Healthcare, with 10 clinics, struggles. 2024's 1,000 dengue cases overwhelmed 50 beds. Women, 9% of 46 parliamentarians, face 30% wage gaps. 1,000 marched in 2024. Migration, with 1,000 yearly U.S. moves, drains talent. 2024's 50 nurses left Tarawa. Banaba's 5,000 Fiji-based Banabans with one parliament seat push secession. 2024's 1,000 rallies cited mining scars. Gender violence, with 5,000 cases, spurred 2024's 1,000 hotline calls. Politics is a tightrope. A republic since 1979, Kiribati's 46-member parliament nominates 3 to 4 presidential candidates. Taneti Mau won in 2020's free election. No formal parties exist. Factions like Tabuan Kiribati Party shift with 1,000 loyalties. Banaba's Rabi Council in Fiji holds one seat, fueling 2024's 1,000 secession talks. Corruption with 50 cases costs $5 million yearly. 2024's 1,000 election probes cited foreign cash. Kiribati's UN vote, often proxied by New Zealand, joined in 1999. Climate advocacy shines. 2024's COP29 saw 1,000 push for $1 billion in Pacific aid. Foreign ties with Australia's $20 million scholarships for 66 students boost skills. History's dark shocks linger. Nuclear tests left 1,000 Ecology graves. 2024's $10 million reparations stalled. Tarawa's 1943 battle left 1,000 U.S. and 5,000 Japanese dead. 2024's 1,000 wrecks draw divers. Banaba's phosphate mining, ending in 1979, deported 5,000 to Fiji. 2024's 300 returnees found barren land. The 1930s Phoenix Island settlement failed. 1,000 starved, ending in 1960. Kiribati's 1995 dateline shift, bending at 1,000 kilometers east, unified its time but baffled 1,000 sailors. Economy's underbelly stuns. Fishing licenses, 50% of revenue enrich 1,000 elites, 50% of 5,000 fishers earn $1 daily. Tourism, with 1,000 Kiritimati divers, faces 50% flight cuts. 2024's 4,000 visitors spent $2,500 each. Copra, with 1,000 farmers, faces 20% price drops. Seafarers, 1,400 strong, train at Tarawa's Maritime Institute, but 2024's 50 ship bans cut $1 million. Starlink's 1,000 users pay $50 monthly, but 50% of 10,000 rural homes lack signal. Culture's oddities dazzle. Shark-tooth swords, 1,000 in museums paired with porcupine fish helmets in 1890s wars. Kiritimati's 1,000 fish farms yield $5 million, but 50% of 1,000 nets broke in 2024. Tabatawea's 1,000 elders banned chiefs, keeping equality. Bedio's 1,000 dances at 2024's Independence Day cost $1 million, with 50% of 5,000 drunk on fermented coconut. Kiribati's 1,000 canoes carved from pandanus race 5,000 kilometers yearly. Kiribati is a realm of stark extremes, pristine yet imperiled, rooted yet adrift, tiny yet vast. Its shocking facts, from nuclear ghosts to time-bending tricks, from shark-tooth warriors to sinking shores, reveal a nation as bold as it's brittle. Whether it's Tarawa's crowded sands or Kiritimati's lonely reefs, Kiribati seizes your heart and holds tight. It's a place where ocean currents carry dreams, and every atoll is a vibrant, unforgettable leap.